Dead Art Studios artist vlog today, and the topic is what's in the box. I've got a box over there. Vaguely remember what's in it, but not entirely. First, let's have a look at my paintings that I've been doing. So this is the OSB board one I started in the last vlog. It's got gloss, black acrylic medium and paint on it. And here is a strip of red oil paint textured with a little knitting needle. And then under here, this bit's a bit less successful, but I've started filling in with black over here, which I'm going to do for the whole bit of board. And then there's this strip here, which I'm not really sure about, but I do think I want some colour there. I don't know if I want to keep the lines of that red bit harsh and a strong line or blend it in, but where I've tried blending in here, I'm not so keen. But we're going to have something there, I think, but not necessarily that. So yeah, we're making progress with that. And then underneath that, I've got the crazy painting I've been doing with my 5-year-old daughter. And we did some more at the weekend. It was a rainy day, so we did some. And I've got to figure out what to do with that. It's got this interesting perspective coming out from there. And what I'm thinking of doing is using my blades and black paint and creating very fine grid following that perspective out, and probably covering up a lot of what we've done. I mean, we've had fun doing it, but it's not really a hangable piece of art in my opinion, but you know, she can help add more to it. But I think we want to change its overall look. It's an interesting base coat, and you know, if we put thin lines on it, then bits of what's underneath will show. But that's what I'm thinking about. But anyway, what's in the box? It's a box that, check the balloon out. It's the box that last Christmas I did loads of paintings, and I started getting them ready for the shop, my online shop. And then I just stopped doing it for some reason, and I've not looked in there since. So I'm going to look in there today, and we're going to have a look through and see what's in there, decide what I need to do to get those paintings in the store, and then I'll either continue with my paintings that are drying over there that I've just showed you, or do some work for whatever's in the box. Right, we've got a lid on the box. This is how I store all my art stuff, finished and unfinished, before and afters, and even my art supplies are in a box like this. And then I stack them all up because the studio is also a house at the moment. One day it might be a proper studio. At the moment it's a house, so everything has to come away and go out. So the first thing I've got is frames. How many have I got here? 2, 3, 5 A4 frames. And the reason I have those is obviously I want to start making sure that all my paintings, my little ones that go in my shop, are pre-framed. I think it's going to make them more sellable. I think people are just going to buy them. If people buy a painting that's mounted, I've got the mounts as well. If somebody buys those mounted, then they've still got to go out and buy the frame, so it's a double purchase. So I can save them time and effort just by putting it in a frame. It also makes it more postable, I think, because it's going to be less likely to get bent. And even if it did, then, you know, you could refund them and then they could get a new frame and the artwork would live on. So frames, I got 5 because then if I sell some works, then I can start restocking. So I want to get all my past works as well that are already up on the shop into frames, photographed as if it's being sold for frame. I've got frame mounts. Those ones have spoiled, it says. I got them from online, and they had little marks on them, so I couldn't really sell them. Got some other shaped mounts there. What's here? Oh, these are some of my mono prints. So I've got my Ginkgo biloba, a couple of mono prints I did there. That one's kind of marked on the end, so I don't think I can necessarily really sell it. Maybe I'm being a bit finicky. There's nothing wrong with that one other than it's in a bit of an odd position for getting a frame mount on. This one is off an Indian bean tree leaf. So I'll was playing around with the old mono prints. I've still got plenty knocking about. That might be something where if I had like a little store, I could just sell them for a couple of pounds. People could just take them and do as they will with them, you know. Right, I keep everything with baking paper to stop things sticking. Paint can be sticky if you just stack it up, and also like tissue paper can stick as well to paint. On this side of the box, I have got all sorts of random artwork that I've done that's not gonna probably ever make it for sale. Fish. That one's, I don't know, I've grown to like that one. I don't really know why I was against it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Should I keep it? Should I try and sell it? I don't know. On this side, amongst the baking paper, is the artwork I'm talking about. So let's fish all of this side out and have a look here. Now I thought I had more than this, which begs the question, where's the rest of it? It may have made its way into the for sale box up there, in which case I need to go through that and check what's on the website and what's not on the website. So yeah, like this side's just like sketches, and that's an upside down ballet dancer. This one, this is with charcoal, so I'm going to get messy fingers. This one I'm quite proud of, because I'm not much of an awesome drawer really. I haven't got necessarily got the patience for that. Let's just put her back up there. Oh, that one was one of the most successful ones. Let's put the box down here. Right, so check my fingers are clean. They're not. I'll rub them on my shorts. Right, pretty clean. So these are the works that I want to get into frames and photographed and on my shop. That one's not backed. So now things are starting to come back to me. They need backing board on these. So that begs the question, where are the ones with the backing board? Then I got some miniature ones that I did, little ones. There we go. So they need a bit of backing board on them as well. And they're kind of like little landscapes done with my the knife blades really. Stanley knife and scraper blades. And I just did all these at Christmas. I just one after the other was doing them. I was very prolific, and I haven't actually painted like this for ages. But part of that is because I've got so many of the things now, and I'm just not selling them. I mean, I'm a beginner professional artist, so I mean, does that which way that's signed that way? So, you know, I'm a beginner, and it's hard to sell art. People, if you think about it, you've got limited space in your house and you have to really fall in love with something. I'm trying to do it online, which I think makes it more difficult, because I think people see them and look at them in real life and then fall in love with them a bit more that way. Also, there is the prospect that it's just not stuff that people like. People like. So I've kind of got to maybe accept that, but then on the other hand, I've not got to let that bore too deeply into my mind, because I've using my artworks that I've been doing, you know, and I've tried my best to make attractive pieces of art that people might want to hang. But I just think it's difficult. And even like the big ass multi-million-pound art market is struggling at the moment. I think that could be good for the little guys, you know. People could be like take it less seriously and buy from folks like us who are just, you know, selling to ordinary folks like you. So yeah, there's loads of them, isn't there? I thought I had more though. I thought I had stuck some backing board on some, so I might have a quick look upstairs and see if I can figure out if I left some to dry on the back. But one thing I do know is these all need some backing card on them and photographing in frames and out of frames for the shop. I'm going to run upstairs and have a look, see what's there. Got the backing board, and I was using that to weigh down some of the ones that I'd done, I think. So they must be in the for sale box, but unphotographed and not on the website. So I need to look at another box at some point. I'm not going to do that now. So I think what I am going to do today is stick these onto as many of these as I can be enthused to do, because these are A4, but they're very slightly bigger than they're very slightly bigger than these anyway, which is probably good if you want to post one of these and use that to protect it, because it's a bit bigger. But when you want it precisely back these, then it's a bit annoying, because I've got to get the craft knife out and cut them down, and it's a bit thick to be doing on the guillotine. So it's a bit of a palaver. So I'm going to do that, I think, rather than paint. I can paint in the evening if I want, or I can paint tomorrow. I think I've got to get the business side of things done. Let's randomly pull out some other random piece of art from the box. Then I'll say goodbye. We've seen a fish. We've seen a lady. What else have we got? Okay, so I'll show you this one. So this is one of my oil pastel portraits. And I haven't really done any of that on the channel, because if I put my camera on the table and then I'm blending in oil pastels, then what happens is it shakes the camera everywhere. So, you know, strange how practical little things like dust and dirt and shaking stop you from doing things you might otherwise be doing. You know, life around you is moulding what you do. So yeah, so there's all sorts of little bits and bobs in here. I've got to figure out what to do with those. I think they'll just remain as art I've done. And if, like I say, if I ever do go and do an art sale in person, if I get the courage and the impetus, then I might just put those there for a couple of pounds each, and you know, you can just take them and do as you will, really, just to make space. I mean, I'm not sure anyone would necessarily want to hang that, you know, on the wall. I don't know, maybe somebody would. Who am I to judge? But I just don't think I'd be putting them on my shop when I've got the landscape type ones that I think are more decorative and potentially sellable. Right, I'm going to clear up the mess I've made, because I do want to keep everything nicely packaged so that oil pastel and charcoal and all that doesn't cross-contaminate onto everything and onto this work here. So I'm going to leave it for now. Dead Art Studios. See you next time.